I want to congratulate His Highness Omukami Guru on the 31st anniversary of his coronation.
President Akwenda Kutawarucha.
Enjoy freaking weekend battles from
I'm however sorry to find that he's sick. I called on him because we should continue to pray for him.
Akusasa muno kubasangira omugurusi omukama waitu na sasa kandi akurumizibwa baitu akusaba itwe n'abanyoro n'abana Uganda itwe na tumusabire baitu ajja kuba na mcheckingawo ngakwekere na mcheckingawo.
I have already seen him. Maziro kumurora.
President agambira maziro kumubungira mgwino.
I want to thank the committees together with the Omugo who are running the affairs of the kingdom when the king is sick.
Akwenda kusima akakiiko ka Royal Commission n'abakora n'Omugo hamu n'abantu bena abakutwara emirimo y'omukama mukasumika na arwaire na sasa.
When we restored the kingdoms, I knew what we were doing because I know this area very well.
Uyagarwira obukama akabana amanya kyakugarawo kandi ekichweka kino kya obukama bwabunyoro n'obukama obundi amanyiri kyabaire nakora kandi nebichweka bimanyire kurungi.
We are part of the ancient culture of this area. I know the contribution of the kingdoms and their limitations.
Omugurusa agambire history ya Uganda agimanyire kurungi kandi ali hamu abo abamanyire omugaso gw'obukama n'obukama obundi bwe bicheke ebindi na contribution y'obukama.
Hamu na obunafu bw'obukama.
Hamu n'obunafu bw'obukama. Obucheke. Hamu n'obucheke bw'obukama.
The kingdoms, first of all, we had one kingdom of the Wachwezi, which united all of us for some time.
Mukubanza tukabana obukama obw'Abachwezi bwonka nubwo bwabaire obukama bwona itwena abantu kabatuli amu obukama bw'Abachwezi.
Had succeeded in uniting a bigger part of Uganda.
Kandi obukama bwa Buchwezi bukakora muno omulimo gw'okuleeta abana Uganda ebichweka bya Uganda ebiri hamu kubiteeka hamu.
When the Bachwezi kingdom collapsed,
Abachwezi bwe bagwire,
then we had these smaller kingdoms.
Then obukama obutaito obundi bweija.
But they also contributed because they were uniting clans.
Baitu n'obwo obukama obutaito mu bichweka bya Uganda byona bukutuyamba oba bukayamba kuba bukaba ne buleeta hamu ebika hamu ebika byaitu.
Because there are some other parts of Africa where the clans were separate.
Ntara ebichweka bya Africa ebindi ebika bikaba bitali hamu bitakunitinga. Bitakweteraniza.
And that meant they were in constant war, those clans.
So ebika ebi byayikaragani birwana burwanambi.
So
enganda zayikaragani zirwana.
At least the kingdoms united some of the clans.
Obukama bukaleta hamu enganda ezikuruga mu bichweka byona zabiteka hamu zabiteraniza hamu bafuka omuntu omu oba sayatemu.
Bakalengaho okugaita ebika ebimu.
Bakalengaho okugaita enganda ezindi zona.
However, they also had weaknesses of fighting among themselves.
Baitu kandi nakyo kikejjamu obuzibu kuba enganda zikatandika kurwanangana.
Osanga Buganda ne Rwanda na Bunyoro, Bunyoro ne Rwanda na Nkole, Nkole ne Rwanda na Rwanda, baikaro mu ntaro. So
abantu bagenze
which the European used to conquer us.
Kata kakajwako nuko abakwera ke bakozeseize okutuwamba okutwara okufoka okubani batwe bembera.
mukarora abajungu kubakozese abatuliri mu olukwe mu Buganda kurwanisa bunyoro basobole kuhamba Uganda. You saw how the Europeans used the traitors in Uganda to fight Kabarega and to fight even Mwanga, ekabako Buganda.
Omugurusa akubayijukiza nti mu kwijukira ku.
Now what is he insinuating? That there is a war between Buganda and Bunyoro? These guys, this gentleman want divisionalism, always. Now he's trying to bring back the unnecessary war between Bunyoro and Buganda. That Buganda fought Bunyoro over what?
Kurungi abantu abanda ababayiro okwo mu Buganda abaganda baketeranyizamu n'abajungu okulwanisa omukama waitu Kabalega omukama wa Bunyoro Kitara.
Olire entalo.
Even with Mwanga also.
Na Mwanga.
Now he's trying to send a message to them that you don't vote Kyagulanyi because he's a Muganda who part of the Baganda that fought your king. But there's a hidden meaning there. Listen and see.
So therefore, we knew the strength of the kingdoms, but also their limitations.
So omwebembezi agambire amanyire amaani g'obukama baitu kandi amanyire n'obuzibu bw'obukama.
And that's why, if you read my address to the Ruchiko, 1993, I made this very clear, how there was a contribution the kingdoms could make, but they should avoid the old mistakes.
Akutugambire tugende tuseere record byagambire mu Rukiiko rwa Buganda n'agenda gara obukama akabagambira omugaso gw'obukama baitu n'obuzibu obukama obukulemesa emirimu okulibata kurungi.
The modern states are built on democracy.
Ate obukama bw'ebiro bino oba ensi z'ebiro bino ensi z'ebiro bino tukuzombekeza amusingi gwa democracy.
The people to elect their leaders.
Abantu bekomera abebembezi baabo.
So that's why we said the kingdoms should not mix with the political issues.
Nuko kyamurugirawo president ku advisinga nti obukama tubuyina kutaaha mu bino ebya politics ebyayita ebya democracy ebya Uganda empyaka ebyobulemu obuyaka.
Let the people elect their leaders, but the cultural leaders have a role.
Agamba nti akasaba abantu b'obukama abantu babaleke bekomera abebembezi baabwe bakwenda baitu ab'obukama bakusobola kwabula n'okuwa amagezi mu bataka ne babagambira ebirungi n'ebibi.
Barugara baze ebyangire kubaza ebyawe. Ogo musigaze n'abazi ebye. The modern state, through democracy,
ntamanga mayaka nigaraba mu nkora ya democracy
chichuse endema ya hati.
Enema ya hati oba enfuga ya hati. Yes.
The governance of today, through democracy, the governments are responsible for legislation, administration, and politics.
Enema y'ebiro bino gavumenti ekuvunaanyizibwa kukola amateeka, okufuga, okwebembera hamu n'okulungamya.
And planning for the economy.
N'okutegekera amahanga oba ihanga.
But there is a gap which the modern states cannot do well.
Baita akantu akakuburamu amanga gaitu oba democracy zaitu zino gavumenti empyaka zitakusobola kukola.
Who looks after the indigenous languages?
Owakulolera ennimi zaitu.
Because the governments are mainly conducting business in English and to some extent in Swahili.
kubati government zo nkazaite zane za East Africa tukoisaga rujungu no Ruswahili.
So we said, no, this area will die if nobody is looking after it specifically.
Atu kusara mugamba nti waraleka enemy zaitu ezobuwanga zitaro omuntu akuzorolera oba akuzimanaginga zijja kufa.
So the issue of the indigenous languages should really be concentrated on by the kingdoms.
So enemy zaitu yazirekera obukama bube ni buzikora oba ni buzirwaninga,
assisted by the government.
Government ne bayambawo.
Then you have the issue of customs.
Kanti tuna obuzibu bwa
the issue ensonga ya emirwa ya customs. What do you call customs in Runyoro?
Embibo y'abantu. Emirwa y'abantu, emirwa.
The modern state is not very clear on that.
Ensi zaitu zino empyaka tizikubimanya kurungi.
Even the churches, I'm not sure that they are very clear about it.
Na makereziya na makanisa takumanya kurungi oba bimanyire kurungi.
Hati omu wekanisa wekereziya omu muzigiti aramanyata ngo musita taswera musita. Nibakimanya ekyo?
Ati mugurusa akaguza ntaba father na ba reverend bakusora kwa batamanyire nto musita taswera kuswera omusita.
I challenged them once. I wanted to know whether they follow it or not.
Ntibunda akabakaguzawo nagonza kumanya waba bimanyire oba tibabimanyire.
Because the strength of the African culture is that our marriages are exogamous marriages as opposed to endogamous marriages.
Kuba kimanyire nti obufumbo bwaitwano nti obufumbo bulina kuba buli
amani gabantu bekicweka kino nugariga omukutaswera abantu abarehe newe.
Titulina kuswerangana anuga amani gaitwano. Titulina kuswerangana ekika tusobola kuswerangana bebika byaitu.
This is correct biologically and genetically.
Nti kino akakirora wakimanyire nti kiyikire mu bya biology arabire mu bintu bya science.
The endogamous marriages will produce weaker people.
Nti abantu abakuzaranganamu bakujja kuzaara abantu abatayina amaani.
So the question was, do the modern government, because you can walk to the DC and you say, I'm in love with this girl and she's in love with me. We are adults, give us a marriage certificate.
Kubagambire enkora yaitu ya modern okusora genda mu district commissioner oba mu kota ali abana bakora ebyobufumbo n'ogamba omusikono nkumwenda okamuswera.
Now who checks that?
Ato wararora nti gwakuswera taliwo oluganda lwe.
Then other customs also.
Then nebebika ebindi nemirwe endi.
The relationship within the family, within the clans.
Nkitakwenda abantu babe nibeswera mu bika byaitu oba mu ndira zaitu.
One reason I supported the restoration of the kingdoms was that one. Who will look after our very strong culture which produced a very strong people who could survive all these problems we had.
Niyo ensonga emu yesigira obukama bube niburora abantu bana abakuswerangana nti tibali b'ekika kimu no tusobole kuzaara abaana abagumu oba bazaara abaana abarungi abakusobola kukora abaraguma nibakora.
The culture, apart from marriage, also includes food and other things.
Nti ebintu byaitu byenganda ebintu byo bihangirana ebyemirwa ebyo byahangirana alimu ebyokulya hamuna
and equipment.
Alimu ebyokulya n'ebikozesebwa.
I am 80 years old, as you know.
Aina emyezi 8 yonka. Emyaka 8 yonka.
And I'm going to be 81.
Ntajja kuyicha emyaka 81 yonka.
But if you want to wrestle here, we can sort it out.
Baitu omuntu takusobola ati nyeba rugara ati nsobola okulwana na mzee yakuntera hansi round them knockout.
Kumkwano ngonza kufukana nyondo hano.
Ntuwe champion wako ngufuka anda ine myaka 81.
And one of the reasons I keep telling people, I don't know, God of course is the one who gives me the strength.
Ntakwikara nagambira abantu baitu wakimanyire ruwanga no yamwaira amani.
But also what I eat.
Baitu nebintu byakwikara nalya.
I don't eat bread because I'm not a European.
Takulya migati tali mujungu.
I don't eat rice because I'm not an Indian.
Takulya muchere kuba tali muyindi.
I eat akaro.
Ali akaro konka. Enoga.
Muhogo.
Akulya ne muhogo.
Ebitoke. Amategete zeitu.
Amata omuzigo.
The milk.
Amata.
So you wonder, why do people abandon? The other time when there was war in Ukraine, people say, oh, we are going to die of hunger. Die of hunger, why?
Muzee agamba abantu bakwikara ni mutina nti aroye ntaro mu bichweka nka Ukraine nti tugenda kufa enjara kuba Ukraine yetu wa wheat oba yetu engano nti tukufa engano yachi.
So they say, oh, we are going to get wheat from I don't know where. But I don't bother with wheat. I have my food here.
We muzee takutalibana n'engano wakwerira akaroke.
So that side of culture, who looks after it?
So akaguza owararolera ebintu byaitu ebyokulya ebyaitu ebyaloko ebya bunyoro ebyobuwangwa ebyo byenzaro ebyasangirweho.
Then mobilization.
Then okujugumbya
people,
okujugumbya abantu
to show, like now you are saying that you want the kingdom to be involved in wealth creation. I really welcome that.
Agambire nti tukumusaba nti tukwenda obukama bube butayi nabo mukwiya obunaku mu bantu nti kyakukisima kandi agamba akukisupporting.
That's in order, because this is now social action. It's not politics, it's not what, it is social economic action.
Agambire kyagenda kisupportinga na amani kuba kikuyamba abantu tibiri byabufuzi byakuyamba abantu. Kuya abantu mu bunaku.
Therefore, those 4 areas.
Ntebe ebintu ebina byagambire:
language,
enimi,
food,
ebyokulya,
some of the customs which are rational,
embibo zaitu, emirwa zaitu, emirwa zaitu emirungi,
and finally socio-economic action.
Then n'okuyamba abantu okuruga mu mbeera embi okwijja mu mbeera ennungi.
And that's why we gave them the properties which the Muhikiro was talking about, the former local government properties, the Amasaza, Magombora land.
Niyo ensonga bwaki ebintu by'obunyoro oba ebintu by'obukama bakubigaaraga mu bukama.
You use this to generate income to do that additional work to whatever the government is doing.
Nukwakwenda ebintu ebyo byakutugaluliza nk'amagombora, amasomero n'ebindi tubikozese okuyiya abantu baitu mu bunaku tubyeyambise okulola nti tuyindule ebichweka by'ebichweka ebyo tuyiye mu rent.
Okutamu nkola biri olubimbi lwa biri ebina. Of course the government also sends some financial support.
Na government nayo kwikala nesindikira obukama sente.
But this is not too much yet.
Tiziri nyingi.
It will improve in the future.
Ajja kwijja kuzongerawo.
So therefore, I'm very happy with the kingdom, the way we have moved.
Nabwekyasemerera muno omulingo obukama gwe bukulibasaamu emirimo.
We have never had problem with the kingdom of Bunyoro.
Takatugaga obuzibu bwona n'obukama bwa Bunyoro. Kandi takwijja kubutunga muzeeyi.
There are some other people who try to mix with politics. They will say, no, go back to your role.
Ara abantu abandi abakwetaaya mu bitaku bakwatawo baitu bakwikala nabagamba mugaruke mu biina kukola mu lubimbi lwanyu.
So I'm very happy to be here.
Asemerera muno okwijjaana.
And I have noted the memorandum of the Muhikirwa.
Kandi n'ebintu by'omubikirwa by'abalizo abihandikira abimanyire.
I will study it again and then be able to answer him also in writing.
Agenda kubisomamu kurungi then agarukemu mu buwandiike.
But on this occasion I brought some cows because I knew you had a embargo here.
Amukoro guno alibasire n'ente kuba amanyire tulina obugenyi tulina empango.
But I brought the cows in a bahasa, not on food.
Ente azireteire mu kibaasa talesere ente ziri arole oba bigere.
But there is a Muhikirwa 50 million was muherezo.
Milioni 50 ezijwira azohereza omuyikirwa.
Kandi harona LC with chairman.
Chairman Semberano abalindano.
Arukurorero mukama.
Chairman wo mukama amazire emyaka 40 bwa chairman.
Bamumpere milioni mukaga yagurira kapikipiki.
Chairman bamuhere milioni mukaga mutere president mungaro agure pikipiki.
Kale mwebale muno. Mwebale, congratulations on the 31st anniversary and I wish you good luck.
President webale muno kwijja Bunyoro kusima muno webale kandi Rwanga akutulindire kandi tukweyama tujja kukolera tujja kora hamu okutransforminga Bunyoro n'okulola nti abantu baitu baruge mu bunaku kandi n'akalulu ojja katungo mako ogukwija.
Now, General Museveni doesn't know that politics is day-to-day life. He doesn't know that. You know, politics is the one that decides the cost of rice, beef, sugar, beans, name it, shop, name it, soap, name it. Now, he's discouraging people from politics, so kingdoms from politics. Yet these kingdoms, they own the people from their kingdoms. Because every Baganda, Bakiga, Banankole, Banyoro, they belong to Bunyoro, they belong to Buganda. So those kingdoms and their leaders are responsible for the day-to-day, the living, the livelihood of their people. Now General Museveni is discouraging kingdoms from politics. Yet politics is the one that decides the way of life. Agezaako kubateeka mu fear obutenyigira mu byabufuzi ate byabufuzi yemmere ya leero byebisalawo ogenda gula sente ebijanja binagula sente mmeka mwanyi negula sente mmeka mwanyi bazibba tebazibba byebisalawo then ayibagobamu banga munaagezaako kubyogera mujja kulabisa aba mujja kumulabisa kale kwa myaka 80 bw'agambye atulinde